So now we are ready with all the petals and the center, and we could just go ahead to tape the flower. So now here the most important tool or the thing that we need is the floral tape. Now floral tape comes in a few different colors, and obviously they look like this, and they don't stick to your hand like a sellotape or any other tape for that matter. They are self adhesive kind of tape, which means after you stretch it each time, it just stretches and the color changes a bit. So you can see the change of color from this to the other one which is not stretched, and only if you stretch as you tape, it is going to stick and keep the wires together. So it is important that as you keep taping and as you keep going, you need to stretch it like that. Okay, and that is important. Okay. So let me just show you how we work with it. I'm just going to remove this part, and let me just have pretty much needed length to go along with. We could keep adding as we get more petals to tape more. I'm going to keep the petals aside, and I will pick them one by one as I am taping. So to start with the center, I'm just going to get the tape, initially stretch it first, okay, and keep the tape under the wire like that, and hold it with your index finger, and just get your index and the thumb to hold it together well. So this part should be held tight, okay, and I just need to keep this hold quite tight and stretch this using my index and the thumb, and using these two fingers I need to twist the wire, which is something like this. Twist the wire, and so the center also twists, and it twists along with the tape underneath. And to make sure it is tight, and the twisting and this tape wrapping around the center should be quite tight and it cannot be loose. So for which I will still hold this thumb and index using my non-dominant hand and stretch it again, like pull it again, and that way I'll just be sure that the tape has stuck well. And now you can see it is just, I'm just feeling the glue here, and you know that it is quite tight and the wire will not come out of the tape. So that will be my first taping, okay. And then when I'm going to start using the petals now, each petal, the wire will be straight in line with the petal, because you just dried it out like that on the mat, right? Now while taping, I just want to bend, because it is very difficult to kind of go in, and how are we just going to place and tape, because this wire of the petal should align itself to this wire of the center. To help enable that, we just need to bend the wire. So how are we going to bend the wire? Is to hold the end, the bottom end of the petal, okay, and press this wire, like the petal and the wire will be in 90 degrees, and that is how we start by preparing the petal before taping. That will be my first. So let me do that to all the petals. Now make sure you're doing that, so you keep the sausage side down. Now I'm just going to pick up one petal after the other, so which will be the first petal, okay, and I'm going to keep the wire part as it starts, okay. So I don't want to like hold it somewhere like this and then tape. We just need to know from where the wire starts, just under the petal, that will go right under the center here, So that will be my first petal, and that I am placing above the tape here. So above the tape and very close to the bottom of the center, and I am holding that wire as well with the wire of the center. And now exactly the same thing, there is quite a bit of pressure between the index and the thumb holding the wires and the tape together, and here I just need to stretch and twist it, and one full circle will be needed. And after I've finished one full circle, then hold it tight and then stretch. Now while stretching, depending on how much pressure, first you need to understand what is going to just pull that apart, and you're going to tear that tape. It doesn't matter, you can start over, because if you don't know what is the maximum pressure that you can actually use to keep the petals and the wire with the center tight, then you would just be leaving them loose, or then each of the petals will just individually keep coming out, and that you don't want. So one full round of the tape going around for one petal is done. Now I'm just going to move on to my next. I'm just going to keep it exactly the same but next to each other. The overlap is going to be random for this particular flower, so we just follow that. So the tape is there above the tape and very close to the bottom of the center, and I am holding that wire as well right now, and it's exactly the same thing. I will twist, go around and hold it tight, stretch, and that stretch will just make it quite tight. And you can see it is like stuck to my finger because the glue is releasing because of the stretch. Third petal, same thing. I could just overlap and then move the petals closer to each other, and I just need to make sure I'm not going down. The common mistake is like you keep going down and then kind of hold it here and then tape, which is not right. So we just keep everything as close to the center, go around, stretch. I'm just going to keep it on the underside of the previous petal, so I create more space. I have like 4 more petals. Now like say, let me show here, with this getting close as much to the top with a bit of overlap, just moving them close and stretch, twist it around. I make sure I'm stretching it after one full round. Now this one I'm just going to keep under the first petal on the other side. Taping the 7th, I'm just keeping one space here for the 8th one as well. So once I have all the petals taped, now I know I don't even have another layer to go and tape it under this particular layer, especially Cosmos is just a single layer, and I will have something like this at the back, and now I will tape all the wires together and then make it look like one stem, and that I will do by taping. And all this while, because I was staying there in that same line, adding all the petals in one layer, I will be holding this wire like horizontal like that, and I will keep taping, making sure this tape is there in that position only. And now when I know that I have to come down, I will start holding this tape at an angle like that and still stretch it. And because it is at an angle like that, it will put all the wires together, and then it will keep coming down, bringing all the wires together. So for which you need to hold the wire, the tape at an angle and get all the wires together. Then just get this out. Now we have one stem and all the petals that is needed to go on to make the cosmos quite nice and ready. And I'll just get back to you in the next lesson, where I'm going to show some really very intricate leaves that we will be making to go together with the cosmos. And then we will know, we'll attach the flowers and the leaves together before we finish making like one small spray out of cosmos. So see you in the next lesson.